here's a fun fact. Highest adoption rates, China, Singapore, India, and United Emirates, the ones in green. Lowest adoption rates, France, Spain, USA. With all due respect, we're on par with the country that still has siesta. Why on earth do we have such low adoption rates when we live in an economy and we're getting used that everything is AI powered, everything is AI created? And this is where the reality is starting to settle in. Yes, it's true. We're experimenting a lot. But if you talk about true adoption, there is a big difference between MVPs, proof of concepts, discussions, pilots, versus what actually gets flipped into production, but still not adoption, versus what is actually being adopted. There is a big gap and chasm between the two, and we are not in the adoption mode just yet. So now the question is why? All right, but let me share some stats. 74% of corporate AI initiatives are stalled and canceled at the MVP stage. These aren't the facts that we're hearing. 80% are failing due to high costs, privacy, and security risks. This is why I left my old employer to join my new employer. I want to solve security. Data security is a massive, massive, massive concern, issue, and something that we need to unblock if we're going to scale AI in a healthy way. And then 88% by IDC, AI POCs do not make it into production. These aren't numbers that are normally shared because it's just not fun to share these numbers. But why the difference between the $1.85 trillion and these low adoption rates? So let's fill in that gap for you. Oh, good. Finally, a chuckle. Come on, folks. Now, there's a difference always between what we hear and the reality of where we actually are. I'll let you guys take a photo of this. I know some of you guys are interested. So the next few slides and the next few minutes together, we're going to talk about where that delta is. Now, just as a foundation, what I want to do is share with you just fundamentally the story of innovation. Innovation is so, so hard. How many of you are builders? And it doesn't matter if it's in your garage, a hobby, trains, metal, wood. Building is difficult. Building is trial and error. So from conception to ideation, to brainstorming, to conceptualization, to design, to solutioning, to doing and building, to producing, and then to making it available, and then to commercializing it, and then for it to hit critical mass, it's quite a few steps. And these things take time. So let's talk about some of the most basic commodity items that, quite frankly, I was astonished when I read some of these stats. The refrigerator, something that even third world countries and their homes have within the communities, took nearly 50 years to adopt. The cell phone, our third limb practically, took over 20 years to adopt. Computers, the internet, I mean, these are some pretty long timelines before things became democratized. But guess where we are now? This for me is important because I'm going to walk you through, if you're on a committee or in a team that's leveraging AI or needs to deploy AI, but also for your own personal longevity. Because opting out is not an option, unfortunately. Now, if you're going to retire in 4 to 5 years, no problem. You can just go to sleep right now. Life is good. You're chilling. But if you are not going to retire in the next 4 to 5 years, you have no choice but to wake up. And not from a place of fear, but from a place of wisdom. AI is going to redefine the workforce, there's no doubt about it. But we as humans have to constantly, regularly reinvent ourselves as well. So the question is, if you are a subject matter expert, if you are a builder, if you are a content creator, if you're a marketer, and what you do is create the art of the possible in your own way. If you're in sales and you build relationships, what value are you going to provide in 3 to 5 years when the world is trying to automate everything? You have no choice but to think about it.